What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys back again into some Rocket League action, and this is a little bit more serious of a video, but something I've been meaning to do. I finally actually have some video proof of it happening, and something I think is very important to talk about. So today we're going to be talking about scammers. We're going to be talking about people that scam in trades, the different types of scams that they run. I actually have some video footage, so I'm going to be doing essentially a Scammers Exposed as well on this guy. Luckily, it didn't get ripped off for too much here, but this is a little frustrating for me. This is something that actually happened to me a little bit worse, I would say, especially as I was getting into the trading scene, and as I got more familiar with the game and started to kind of acquire an inventory and started to realize that, you know, I do want to get some items and have a personal style and just, you know, find some things that I really do want in the game. So I want to talk through really what scamming techniques are out there that I've seen most common, as well as ways that you can kind of protect yourself, prevent it from happening to you. So there's a couple good resources if you are starting to get into the trading scene. There's a great subreddit that you can go to that has a lot of, you know, really honest and professional people that are out there just trying to move some items, trade some things around, get what they like. And then there's also a site called Rocket League Garage, if you guys are not familiar, which is, I would say, a little bit more notorious for being less honest, but it does have a high volume of traffic, and there are some good people on there just looking to make some good trades as well. That happens to be where I found this specific trade today, or that happened to me a couple of days ago that I was able to get some footage of, and I'll tell you, this specific trade actually seemed pretty legitimate up front. Everything seemed like it was going well, and then obviously it didn't go so good here as we get into it. But I want to talk about really probably the two biggest things that are going to happen to people, especially if you're new into the trading community. One is going to be the item switch. So essentially you're going to see where you're going to be asked or wanting to pick up a certain specific painted version of an item. The most notorious of this is probably like the titanium white volt for regular volt swap, or colored volt for regular volt swap. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to put up your items. They're going to put up the specific item that you want. You're going to look at it. You're going to show the color. You're going to then go to accept. They're going to then back out for some reason, type something into a chat, or send you some kind of message that's going to make it so that you have to look away from your screen, and then essentially they're going to very quickly swap the item in for something else, and then you're still going to have accepted that trade, and bam, the trade will be over, and you'll have a unpainted version of whatever you're looking for because you didn't catch them swapping their items out. That's one very specific thing that can happen quite often, and happens to a lot of people, especially because there's a lot of little ways, like I said, typing a chat message either in Rocket League or sending you an Xbox message that can throw you off from what they're trying to do. And the good people, the good scammers that are good at this, sadly, are able to do this swap very, very quickly. So that's something to watch out for. The nice thing, probably the best way to protect yourself from this would be to not accept the trade until you have a chance to verify the items in their trade window. You can do that on Xbox by clicking down on the left thumbstick, hovering over the item. It'll show you the paint. It'll show you any certifications. Specifically now, it's becoming more common that people want it from a specific crate. So you can check all of those details out inside using that hover over feature. So it's pretty good. You definitely use that, and with that, it sounds silly, but accept the trade second. If you accept the trade second and they back out from it, anything they swap out or change or back out of, they're going to then force you to have to reconfirm the trade, and that gives you a chance to take a look at the items. Also, I would avoid checking any messages or looking at anything while the trade is going down. I would just keep an eye on your items, and you should be fine with that. The second one that's going to be pretty common is any trade dealing with over the 24 item limit cap, which is an example that I have here. So again, I found this trade on Rocket League Garage. Everything actually seemed pretty legitimate. It was, I won't say a deal by any means, but it was just, I had a large quantity of crates that I'm trying to move, more than the 24 limit cap, which I know up front is the potential chance to be a scam up front, but the amount, the quantity seemed like a reasonable amount. I get an invite, I get joined in. One thing that should have keyed me off immediately, and it did a little bit, was that this guy invited me to his party. I'm not a big fan of doing party invites and talking to the person. That is a little bit of a protection thing for me, but also it's just a little bit uncomfortable. If you set up a trade, especially in Rocket League Garage, there's not a lot of discussion back and forth minus Xbox messages. So settle your trade there first before getting into it. But I think we had everything set. But I did join his party. I talked to him. He seemed to be a pretty nice guy. He was talking to me. We were talking about inventories. We were just talking about Rocket League for a few minutes. We get into a trade window. And as you guys can see here, he throws up the item that I'm looking for. Now again, my trade is going to be multiple crates over the limit of 24, so I need to do multiple trade windows. So upon originally, as you can see here, I go in. My plan is to give him essentially half of what pretty close to half of what he's looking for him. So I throw him up there. We talk through. He says, well, he's not risking his item for my crates because I could give him half of what he needs, and then he'll back out. Well, I say, I'm not going to do the same thing. I'm not going to give you 24 crates with no item in return because you could do the same thing. We talked back and forth. He said, well, you put up 12 of them, and then we'll go into another trade window. You give me some more. I'll give you the item. Then we'll go into a third trade window, and I'll give you the rest. So at this point, I pretty much knew this was going to be a scam. Sometimes, though, that is a way for some people to kind of protect themselves. Luckily for me, these were just overdrive crates. Nothing I was worried about losing, and really more importantly for me, I was able to get it on video and have it essentially recording and have everything going. So set up a little bit of a trap for this guy, and that's exactly what we have happen here. So again, we're still in a party. I set him up. I figure, what the heck, I'll give him the 12 crates, and then instantaneously I'm kicked from the party. He obviously leaves the game once he gets the 12 crates. I obviously don't get his item, and then he subsequently blocks me from there. So Outlandishemp, if you're out there, screw you, buddy. I'm happy that you were able to get 12 crates off of me. 12 crates are basically useless at this point, except in very large quantities. But he's out there. Interestingly enough, I have another of his buddies' gamer tags that we can see here, so I'll post that stuff down below. I think it's iMkNeap or something like that he was in, which I believe is his actual account. A lot of times what these guys will end up doing is just make multiple fake accounts that they can use, so that if they do get banned or they do get caught, that account essentially just gets booted. They transfer their items over to their main accounts, and it's not associated with their main account. The thing that this guy did, interestingly enough, was invite me into a party with his standard account or his actual main account and this offshoot account in together. And since I have everything on video and I checked the party when I got into it, I have them both. So luckily for me, I've got all the evidence I need. The nice thing here too is if you have any capability, or if this does happen to you, and you do start to get into the community, into the subreddit or anything like that, always just make sure to record. The thing that sucks about a lot of this is Rocket League, nor is Microsoft or Xbox going to do anything for you in this regard. But the nice thing you can do is upload that video evidence. You can show the trade, how it went down, what occurred, with video proof, and then there is a pretty big community that will watch out for, and you're essentially helping to let everybody know. So that's just something else to kind of talk through. So again, I feel strongly on this subject. I try not to get too excited about it, because I'm not. Again, the 12 crates really, I'm fortunate enough, they didn't really mean a whole lot to me, and I'm glad I can just kind of share this learning experience. But I will definitely say, as this game gets more popular, and as the trading community continues to thrive, because it does. I know me and Sloth have talked about the trading community in the past. We might not always be fans of the trading community and the way things are going, but there are a ton of people out there that want to trade items. And as you start to get into the game, you start to acquire some hours and actually acquire some items. That's going to be a natural progression for a lot of people, is to swap some stuff around, trade with some folks, and get some cool stuff. Now, again, you can completely avoid a lot of this is if you just trade with friends that you really know well in the game, that you know aren't going to take your items and just leave. But if you do want to get out there and get some of those items, those are good resources to find. You just have to be extra cautious when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Again, for me, I would definitely recommend don't try to avoid ever trading anything over 24 items. If you absolutely need to and you think it is going to be a reputable trade, go to that subreddit, find an official middleman. Those folks are there to help you out, to help you do these large-scale trades with those extra items, and we'll make sure everything helps to go smooth there in that process. So I just want to throw that out there. I want to do a quick short video talking through this, put this guy's name out there, so if you do run across him, definitely do not trade with him, and just be careful. Just watch out. Hopefully you do enjoy and have fun in the trading community, and can enjoy yourself picking up some of the items. Like I said, there are a ton of people out there that are honest, are reputable, and are just willing to just trade items. But on the flip side of that, just be careful, protect yourself, because there are a lot of scumbags out there, sadly, too. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If anybody at all, and I sincerely mean this, if anybody at all ever needs any help with anything in that regard, or has questions, or is just unsure about a trade they're going to make, I would definitely say take the extra caution. Don't make the trade if something seems fishy, and if you really need to reach out to somebody, you can always hit us here, me and Sloth, on the channel in the comments. We'll chat with you if you need any help. And we just, again, want this game to be fun. We want the trading community to be a cool place to be able to do exactly what it's designed to do. And sadly, we just all have to be a little bit on our guard for these instances, and these people out there just trying to get some quick items and get some quick trades. So again, Doc from Average Gamer, guys, hopefully this was helpful for you. Really do appreciate the support to the channel. If you are new, we do have a lot of other Rocket League content, and we'll have a lot more coming, so make sure to subscribe. We really do appreciate it, and as always, just appreciate you guys spending a few minutes of your day with us, and hopefully it was helpful for you. So we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.